welcome back to Dave and this little one's called Audrey. She's our little jackadoodle. She's 5, she's fully grown, good little dog. Today we're doing a review. We might actually do 5 negatives, 5 positives. I'm not sure how it will roll, but we're going to have a little look at the One Tigris Smokey Hot tent. I've been using it quite a bit. I got a titanium pomoly stove, a lone wolf model. So check out, I did a review of the stove, an unboxing. I've not actually reviewed it, so I'm not going to get it up today. I'm just going to put up the tent and talk about a couple of sort of criticisms, but generally it's a pretty good tent for roughly £100. So it's not the cheapest tent by far. I've not had it in serious rain, but I have had it in serious wind. So what do you get? You get a TP tent, decent quality nylon, and I'll put it up quite a lot of this piece here, so you can actually suspend the TP from maybe a guy line or a branch or something, but you also get a single aluminium pole. I'll try and weigh it. I've got a measuring tape as well, so I'll do some measurements of the inside space. So again, this could be carbon fibre. It's not the lightest of poles, and you get a reasonable amount of not bad little pegs as well. But again, I've had to add a few pegs, so there probably is actually some negatives. So I think we might call it 5 negatives, purely because my other video on the Scarp One, the 5 negatives of the Scarp, which has become a crazy popular tent, by the way, so check out again my previous videos. The Scarp One has been all over YouTube. It's a good tent, it's an attractive tent, it's functional, it's a good bit of kit. I've not been out in a while because I've been using my hot tent. So today we're going to look at 5 negatives and 5 positives, I think, of the One Tigris Smokey Hot tent. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, smash the sub button if you've not, give it a wee thumbs up, comment if you've not left comments before. All feedback's much appreciated, and thanks again for tuning in. What I'll do is I'll probably maybe do a wee time lapse of putting it up. I'm just using the garden today because there's a small repair that I've got to do in my tent, because the last time I had the stove up, because it was so windy and I had all the flues open, I think it was sucking up, and I think a small ember got sucked and landed on the tent. First real injury, and I think in hindsight I should have slowed down a little bit of the flue. You can shut and open the flue and the vent on the front of the little stove. So it's all learning. It wasn't a major injury. So without further ado, I'll put the tent up and I'll walk you around 5 negatives and 5 positives. First and biggest negative of the Smokey Hot tent by One Tigris, right? So if you're listening out there, One Tigris, put a double zip in here, because I'll take you in. Once you're in, it's really difficult to reach this, but see if you can zip from the top down when you're inside and you're cooking on a stove. Yeah, it would really add to the ventilation. You're in the Smokey Hot tent, you're cooking, the stove's here, you open the door, there's a bit of smoke. If you could simply open this zip here and you're cooking, let steam out, let smoke out. But you could also be sitting in your tent with a really nice sky view. So it would just kind of open. You can even put a little tie point here to tie it. You can see a couple little burns now. So I'm not sure how well flame resistant, could be flame resistant it. But that's the first issue, is a double zip, because how much would it cost to put a double zip in to a company like One Tigris? Pennies. So I'll talk you around the 4 or 5 other negatives. So the next few points are, doesn't come with enough guy lines. So you've got 6 or 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got 7 guy points, and it comes with about 4 guy lines. So again, for the price of putting in 2 or 3 guy lines, it would cost like pennies, but make quite a big difference. The guys that they come with, not bad, little lock-offs, but let's like complete the package. So 3 more guys. So, and because of the shortage of guys, it doesn't come with enough pegs. So you end up having to add your own pegs, add your own guys. So all these things just kind of sort of like detract from a really pretty good package. You should be providing one of these with every hot tent, because if you're buying it in bulk for a company like One Tigris, you'd be able to get these for like, I don't know, 20 pence. As it is, you can buy them from China for about £5. So it's not a big expense, it's just a hassle. So if you're going to sell a hot tent, sell the complete package. So it should come with one of these, and it doesn't, so you need to do a bit of mucking about. I think One Tigris sell them, but I think they're about like £15 or £20 on top of your, and it's a separate thing, so seems crazy. The 5th negative, and it's not affected me, but I know it's affected other people. The top of the pole, I don't know if you can see it there. I've got a chewing gum pot right there, because the tension, and sometimes when you put the tent up, you put the pole up, and because it's quite a thin, very hard aluminium pole, I've heard of a couple of people that's popped to the top. Now that would ruin your camping weekend. So I've seen people use a little bit of a golf ball, or just some sort of pot, just to kind of sort of spread the tension around. So again, if I was Mr. One Tigris, I would maybe just get a wee plastic cup. It costs nothing, but again just finishes off the complete package. So that's it. That's the 5 main negatives of the One Tigris Smokey Hot tent. I'll run through some positives as well, because I'm generally pleased with it, so don't get me wrong, the 5 negatives aren't designed to kind of put you off. It's just a wee bit of kind of criticism. When you're spending £100 odd, it's a fair amount of money for a tent. It's not the cheapest tent, but I'll talk through some of the kind of positives as well. The actual little, these tie-offs are annoying, and I don't know if it's because they're so loose, but they don't really work well, so you need to end up sort of like twisting it and doubling it for it to actually kind of hold. And again, if your hands are cold, that's so that's another little criticism. It's not the end of the world, but 60 inches tall, and lengthwise you've got about, what's that, 120 odd 120 inches right across. My first positive is the stability. If you check out a couple of my other videos, I've had this in really big wind, and it's not really kind of sort of moved around too much. It's felt, considering the shape of it, it's actually pretty good in high wind. So again, quite good for Scotland. I wouldn't put the stovepipe up in really high winds, but so pretty stable, pretty solid. Space wise, you know, you've got a good space here to lie down, and then your stove goes here up through the pole. So again, space is pretty good. Price point, it's not bad. It's about £100. It's not crazy money. These elastic guys are really good for the wind. Another positive. Price point, I think finally, you're getting quite a lot for your money. The colour's nice, it looks good. The ventilation isn't bad. You've got two big vent holes on each side, and because it's elevated off the ground, you've got a decent bit of ventilation right along the ground. And with the 7 guy lines, as well as all the guy points along the bottom, it ends up being really quite stable and strong wind, you know, when these are all out. So all in all, not a bad tent for the money. And if you're just getting into kind of sort of stove tenting, I've really enjoyed it. So I think we'll finish there. Just a quick little review of the Smokey Hot tent. I was going to try and repair that little hole, because I'm going to probably use, I don't know, I tried to use a little patch that I've got, but it didn't really work, so I need to sort of work that out. So thanks again. Just a quick little look at the Smokey Hot tent by One Tigris. Hope you've enjoyed the video, hope it's been informative, and remember to give it a wee thumbs up, comment if you've not, subscribe would be really helpful, because we're trying to build the channel this year in a big way. So hope everyone's taking care out there, and thanks again for everyone's support.